Hello and welcome to thebusiness.com. Today's tip and trick is regarding complaints at work. The HSE has recently published details on its website explaining how it will deal with workplace health and safety complaints. What is its policy and how could it affect you? I'm going to report you to the HSE is not a threat which most of us take too lightly. Immediately your thoughts are of inspectors visiting and poking around looking for problems. Even if you're fairly sure you have it covered, there's always a nagging doubt that you might be at risk of enforcement action. The threat of an adverse report to the HSE may come about as a result of a genuine failing, but quite often it arises from a dispute. So, in these circumstances, what kind of response can you expect? If you aren't sure who enforces health and safety at your premises, you'll be able to identify this from the information given in the complaints procedure. However, you won't be off the hook if the HSE isn't your enforcing authority. Bear in mind that it's likely to pass on the complaint to the correct party. The second stage of the protocol requires HSE staff to identify from the information provided who is responsible for health and safety at the location of the complaint, who is affected, what injury or ill health could result, and the level of risk if the complaint concerns a major hazard industry, example, chemical, offshore or nuclear. It's assessed by an inspector. All other complaints are assessed by HSE office staff and put into one of these following categories. Red, which means a serious risk. A complaints officer will follow up within 24 hours or an inspector will go on site to investigate. Amber means a significant risk. A complaints officer will follow it up within 5 days of receipt. And green is a low risk that won't be a follow-up. However, even for red and amber categories, there won't be an automatic follow-up unless the officers can establish who is responsible for the work complained about. They will, however, be logged as matters of concern, and red complaints of this type will be reviewed by an inspector. Essentially, unless the complaint is going to suggest a serious risk of injury or ill health, the most that you can expect is a phone call. Be ready to deal with an inspector's call by giving reassurances about standards of health and safety at your premises. If this is done well, you're unlikely to receive a visit. If you haven't heard from the HSE within 5 working days of the date you think the complaint was made, it's probably unlikely you'll receive a follow-up. So rest easy. These are our top tips for today. Thank you.